morning, whatever. I think it's still morning, everyone. I figured I'd jump back in the video game for YouTube. I haven't really been making too many. Got some whiskey and tea in my King's cup. I had a bunch of stuff taken down, copyright strikes, which pissed me off. But I figured I'm going to do a little bit of a mix, some cassettes, and I've downsized a lot of stuff, and I still am. But some stuff have been added, and one thing I wanted to show is Kiss guitar case set. You know what's interesting about this is the set. It's got 5 CDs, little merchandise in the booklet. Now, I had this, sort of. I had a version of this that did not come in the guitar case. And I was going through my stuff, and we were actually at a flea market, and I saw this guitar case. My wife pointed it out to me, and I said, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, it doesn't have the CDs in it, and what am I going to buy it and then have to find stuff for it, and even if I wanted to sell it. Then I realized that I had all the stuff for it. That came in a different format. It came in, so then I went back to the flea market hoping they still had it, and they did. So that's that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. People are charging like $300 for those on eBay. They're still sealed, so it's one of those things. It's kind of cool. So that's in the I don't know. So that's a maybe, but you don't see. I haven't seen anyone else show that. I'm sure people have. But I have bought a few things, even though I've gotten rid of a bunch of things, including a GTO Judge that sits on my table. But I had a bunch of videos. I took down some from copyrights, and it pissed me off because I had some local bands I showed, and then I got a copyright strike, and I went to YouTube's copyright school, which irritated me because it's like, instead of just sending you something saying, you know, we really don't want you to play that, I'll take it down, to just, especially for a local band you're just trying to promote. I'm not getting any money from it. Kind of irritated me. But that's a story from another day. But this 45, which I wanted, because I'm a huge GTO fan, GTO Tiger, and I'm just going to play the beginning of this, because it's just, this is just really cool about. That's all you're getting. They better not get me on any kind of... But I have bought, even though there's a whole hundreds of 45 I'm going to get rid of, I have added some things. And besides that GTO, the Kiss Creatures of the Night is one I never had. I've got a few Kiss. But I did not have this. And I always loved that cover, Creatures of the Night. So that got added. And then one more. A Priest one of the ones I did not have this. Ram It Down Heavy Metal. And I always loved this Priest album cover, the artwork. I thought it was awesome. Now the album is not awesome, but the album cover art is. So there's only a few of the 45s I don't have, and now there's a few less because of that. Also picked up this British Steel. It's a little metal sign. It goes up there. My little mini stereo the wife got me. Little console stereo goes up there. And then we'll throw in a cassette, because I'm going to show 2 albums. Now, Iron Butterfly, this was a new old stock cassette, so it was still sealed, of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Now, I love this album. We used to play this. Probably every guitarist jammed with this. It's a cool riff. I was fooling around with it a little while ago. You try and metalize it, and it's cool. But that was cool because it was still sealed, so it's dead mint. And the album copy I have is not so great. So, and that was really cheap. And I found that at the flea market. And when I got home, I realized I didn't have it. I must have dropped it or something. And went back like a month later saying, oh, that won't be there. And it was still there, still sealed. And it was on sale too, like 20% off of like $2. So it was like $1.80. So the gods were watching out, saying, I bought a whole bunch of these sci-fi little mini books, mags. So that's one of them. I got way too many of them. Some of them got to go. But I got a really good deal on those. And I like that cover. This I was going through my DVDs, music DVDs. I'm getting rid of a lot of them. I'm clearing house on all kinds of stuff. I've easily sold 500 records, if not more. Cassettes, CDs are down to, but I'm just clearing house. But as it goes, you clear house and then you buy new stuff. But I was going through my movies, and I'd never watched this, the Iron Maiden, the early years. And this is really good. It's a documentary, and it goes through the stages of Maiden with the interviews and the people that were in the band originally. And it's pretty cool, and it shows the different guys that were in it and interviews them. And, you know, some of them are like, Jesus, you know they got to be kicking themselves for not making it work. But they're all friends, I guess. They all get along. At least they did. Even Paul Di'Anno was nice in that. He wasn't the a-hole Paul Di'Anno. But that's pretty cool. And then when I bought a record, I bought some record in it. Someone in Europe. Oh, it was a Judas Priest thing. A Priest Live bootleg, which I'm surprised eBay allowed, because they're really cracking down on bootlegs, and they didn't have it. And he also had this, which I'd never seen. It's the sheet music for Iron Maiden's first album. Running Free, Prowler. It's got a lot of cool photos. Dennis Stratton's still in there. Charlotte the Harlot, Iron Maiden, Transylvania, Running Free. So, like I said, I'd never seen, this is a Euro edition, and so I added that on when I bought the Priest thing. So a couple of albums that I've added, and one of them is this Evil. It's an EP, actually. I don't think this band, I can't remember. This might have been their only release. This is a guitar riff masterpiece. I mean, this is good. I really, really dig this. This is a band that, for whatever reason, didn't, but they should have. I mean, this kicks ass right here. So that got added. Another thing I found back on Iron Butterfly, which I'm not a huge Butterfly fan except for In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. The other albums, I don't know. The guy's voice kind of wears on me. And sometimes I like it, but I found this ball. And what's interesting, this is an Australian copy. So it's got the, folded over. And this was in some flea market somewhere. And I always love the history of records of, how does that from Australia get in a flea market in the middle of nowhere, Maine. But I think I'm going to hold on to that just for the coolness factor. And again, ball, I'm not a huge fan, but just the coolness factor. I'll keep that. I've got a couple AC/DC records from Australia that I bought way, way back in the import, you know, back in the 80s that I still have. All right, and then the last record from my metal comps. I don't know if this has been shown, but I had to take down my metal comps video because of copyright. I'm going to make another one because there's a bunch of stuff. But this box set, right here, what's it called? Bound for Hell on the Sunset Strip. Comes in a nice heavyweight box. Great book. Comes with a book. All kinds of great photos and stuff. But this album is what's on here so you can see the glare. Stormer, LA Rocks, Max Havoc, Jaded Lady, Steeler, Lizzie Borden, Sin, Black and Blue, Bitch, Romeo, VV, SI, Rough Cuts on here, Leather Anal, Armored Saints on here, Witch, Hellion. I've had this for a few months now. This just popped up. I think it was I bought this on Amazon or saw something, and I remember buying it before it was released because it has been a while now that I've had it. But this is killer stuff. It's got, you know, the old promo posters, you know, Rough Cut playing with Accept and shows from the whiskey, and this wasn't cheap, but I thought it was worth it because, I mean, I collect these. But I guess that's it. I wanted to jump back in because I haven't really been involved. I've been watching a few more videos now. I've been shrinking down a lot of stuff. But as you shrink down stuff, you find room for more stuff. So, anyway, everyone, cheers.